Hello, my name is Tony Beers, and this is Movie Grades.
And just like the movies, we play out our last scene.
Hey everybody, Tony Beers here again, and I'm with my friend Jason and Robbin again, and we're gonna review The Wolverine, which we just saw. And okay, let's start off with, well, like we did before with the acting. Let's talk about that first.
Well, I can't say enough. I mean, it's Hugh Jackman, the only guy that's played Wolverine, so phenomenal, obviously. It looked like he kind of was more aggressive in this movie than he in the past ones, you know. I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you, and we were talking a little bit, I think they were more spot on with the Wolverine character in this movie as far as the aggressions and how he was and portrayed, you know, by Hugh Jackman. All the other characters, or actors, I had no idea who they were. I've never seen them in anything. So, but the women that played in the parts, Yukio and what was her name? The other one, the girlfriend or whatever. Mariko. God, I can never say them. They did great. I mean, I liked the way they portrayed those characters. So, that's about it for me.
Rob?
Of course, Hugh Jackman has been Wolverine for how many years now? On and off?
13.
Yeah.
13? Wow.
Don't
Next year's
seem
going to
like-
be 14.
14 years, yeah.
So, you know, they added, the screenwriters did, they added a lot more to him. Like, he had more of a human side, and they allowed that to develop, and I really liked that.
I did too.
The girls in there, Mariko, that was definitely a knockout to look at. She played the character just right. Yukio, the character was done just right. They didn't really show off that she had a little crush on Wolverine like she does in comics, but understandable. Viper was good. All the other guys in the movie they were just there to get their butts kicked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And is there anything else you'd like to say about the acting?
Like I said, Hugh Jackman was the only one that I really knew. Everyone else...
No,
I didn't really-
Famke Jennison.
Oh, we forgot about Famke, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was nice to see Famke back as Jean Grey in dream sequences.
Yeah.
In a sexy negligee for all you fanboys and some fangirls out there. Hey, we've got it. We've got to
Yeah.
realize
I
there's...
agree. I enjoyed him.
In the negligee, oh yeah, I was just hoping for a nipple slip.
Yeah, we know you, Robin. Hugh Jackman nails the character of Wolverine for me. You were saying, you know, when the movie ended, you couldn't picture anyone else as Wolverine. I could see other people playing Wolverine myself. He's done a great job so far. I can't think of anything bad about his performance. He's not physically that much like Wolverine. You know, Wolverine's a shorter, beefier guy. He acts like Wolverine. He gets the attitude right, like you were saying, the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's great.
The wisecrack comments was great. Those were definitely Wolverine.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
They did manage to throw in Bub once, so...
Yeah,
that was good too. It was good to hear that.
Yeah.
And we practically saw a fastball special, too. It's just too bad Colossus wasn't on the other end throwing Wolverine.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the train?
I'm talking about the train scene, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll talk about later.
the train basically did threw him for him, you know,
Yeah.
the speed of the train. That which, you know, we might as well get into it. The action. The train, we were saying, was probably, I think we all agree, the best action scene. Or...
Oh, probably.
Oh, yeah.
More, absolutely.
That goes back to like Pacific Rim and the Avengers. The action was just so good you didn't want it to stop.
Absolutely. That was my favorite scene in the movie as far as action.
Yeah.
And not just being on the train itself was cool, but when they had to dodge stuff, and he's
Yeah.
rolling around, and he's like, you know, sticking back in the train. I mean, I was like, you know,
Like, yeah.
I was glued to the screen on that. I loved it.
That was that edge of your seat moment.
Yep.
Yes.
This is my only minor gripe with the action. There's the scene towards the end where he's fighting these ninjas and he's getting shot in the back and stuff like that. But I would have wanted a little bit more with the ninjas myself. It wasn't as good as what I was hoping for. You know, you see Wolverine and then a whole bunch of these ninjas come down, and for me, I didn't get the fight that I wanted to see there. I mean, it was cool, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It could have been more.
It could have been more.
In my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. You would have loved to have seen him just take out these dozens of ninjas.
Well, the scene you're talking about, I love it. That wisecrack, he said, "This is all you got."
Yes.
That was great. I had to smile on that one because it was
Yes.
like, "This is all you got," and he's
Yeah.
like, "That was awesome." What, there was like 20 of them? He's like, "This
At
is
least,
all you
yeah.
got."
Yeah.
That was great. I just love that wisecrack comment.
Oh no.
I smiled right away when I heard it. I was like, "Oh yeah."
That's one of them. Maybe when you get the DVD, you have to pause to check to see.
How many
I mean-
there were?
Yeah.
What, the wisecracks?
No, the ninjas.
Oh,
No,
the
the
ninjas?
ninjas.
Oh,
When he just kept trying to go and they kept just piercing him.
oh yeah. God, he had to have like 30 arrows in his back
Yeah.
with ropes on him too. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I like that. You know, it shows Wolverine's determination. You know, there's nothing you can't. You know, when he's focused on a goal, you can't stop him. You know, especially with his healing factor. But you know, he gets 30 arrows in the back and he keeps going.
Well,
You know.
even when his healing factor was gone,
Yeah.
he still kept
He-
fighting.
yeah,
he got
he-
shot,
yeah.
4 times and still was fighting him, guys.
Yeah.
And like, that shows, like you said, his determination. He nothing stopped him. Nothing.
He's kind of like the Terminator. You can't
Yeah,
stop him.
pretty much.
That was the
I'll
best
be
part of the
back.
story too. Was when he didn't have his healing factor. You saw the human side of him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that to me was just well written.
Oh, absolutely. We'll get more to that later.
Performed as well. That goes back to the acting. He was just really good. So, anything else you guys want to say about the action?
Well, obviously in a Wolverine movie, you know you're gonna have action. I love the battles he had, man, just tearing people up with his claws, which we all love that, of course.
Yeah.
The train sequence, great. I was a little disappointed, kind of, with the Silver Samurai.
Okay.
It just,
Yeah.
they made him out as like, oh, it's just big, massive robot or whatever the hell it was, and like they got him. If this robot is so bad, why do you have Wolverine locked up?
Yeah.
I just wanted him right off the bat just to go at it, and it was kind of disappointing a little bit. That was a little bit for me.
Well, for me,
It was anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It was part of, all right, he's here, he'll save Mariko, so.
Yeah.
well, what I didn't get, which didn't make sense at all to me, maybe you could explain it to me, but they said that he was made out of adamantium, like Wolverine, and it's like, well, adamantium is supposed to be indestructible, and here's Wolverine's tearing off piece by piece. How the hell does that happen?
Well, that too, and then he cut his claws off with the sword. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't antimanium the hardest known substance in the universe? And
All right, here's.
Well, I think the Silver Samurai in the comics, I think something about he had a sword. I'm not very familiar with the character, but he has a sword that can do something like that. It's adamantium too, or something. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I think, but they were showing that heated up adamantium just beats out regular adamantium.
oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
Once you saw the fiery glaze on the adamantium.
Okay. So basically, what it did is it got the antimanium hot, and it became brittle.
Right.
Okay.
That's my take.
Okay. I see what
So
you're saying.
like they said in X-Men 2, the only way to stop it is you gotta heat it. The only thing.
Super hot.
Yeah,
They said.
yes.
That's what the guy said.
Yeah. So because once it cools, you can't. It's indestructible. So.
Oh.
I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I was confused by that. I'll just say that.
Well, it's better than an adamantium bullet.
Yeah, that
I
was
guess, yeah.
lame.
That
Anyway.
was lame. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We did talk about the action. We talked about the acting. Let's go to the story.
Well, I thought the story was really decent. I mean, what you guys like what he said. He read the comic that it was loosely based off.
I kind of know a little bit more history.
But I thought the story was decent. I mean, you know, he saves this guy's life back in World War II when they were dropping the bomb, and you know, basically he wants to repay him for saving his life, or so we think, or whatever it is, and you know, I like the fact that it took place after X3.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I thought that was good because then you know, got to see where he went, and like he was basically giving up. He gave up everything after that X3, after X-Men 3. I mean, he's basically like a nomad now.
Yeah,
living wherever.
Let me interrupt you real quick and say that's part of the story that kind of one other thing that confused me was, you know, at the end of X-Men 3, which, you know, I didn't like so much. I mean, you liked it more than I did.
Well, I still do.
I thought it was all right. I didn't care for it as much as the other ones.
But anyway, at the end, they show him, you know, like the last shot of the movie is Wolverine at the top of Xavier's school, like on the balcony or wherever, and he's like, he looks like he's smiling, he's content, and he's kind of like part of the school now. If he's a teacher or whatever like that, and that's what confused me about this movie is he seemed happy, I guess, at the end of X3 in kind of a bittersweet way. So I didn't understand, why was he on the run? Why, or not on the run, but why was he just traveling, just going nowhere, like what'd you word the word you said, like a nomad?
Well, I think
that didn't make sense to me.
I think they explained it a little bit because remember the first dream sequence?
Yeah.
He said, "I made a vow." I think his vow was to get away from, because since the Jean Grey thing,
yeah,
he didn't want to hurt anybody else ever again. So I think that's probably why he was wandering, so he would stay away from violence.
I suppose. I don't know. I mean
that's the way I took it. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the way I took it.
I see what you're saying, though. I mean,
that's the way I took it too.
It was just. I think it could have been a little more clearer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I did like it, you know, other than some of that stuff, you know. Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.